it's time to change the topic we're going to talk about. We are going to talk about tourism helps our community. So tourism means what? Means the people who are coming to our country visiting it, they are not Egyptian. Yeah. And they can be Egyptian, by the way, if they are visiting Luxor and Aswan and they are from Cairo. So it's kind of tourism too. But mainly we're speaking here about the people who are not Egyptian. So, do you know anybody who works in tourism? Like, for example, a tour guide? Yeah. Translator? Yeah. Who is the person? And what do they do? My uncle is a taxi driver. He drives people from the airport to their hotels. So, this is a kind of helping in tourism. Okay, now we're going to listen, read, and underline all the jobs in the text as you can hear them or as you hear them. My trip to Nubia. You know Nubia? Yeah, it's like a place in Upper Egypt where people like to go and visit. Some people say that it has like amazing places to see. It has a nice atmosphere, so I wish to go there with you one day. So my trip to Nubia with a tour guide. This is the first job we're having here. Today, more than 3 million people in Egypt work in tourism. There are hotel managers, waiters, chefs, boat captains, hotel workers, or farmers, drivers, and shop owners. All of these people help to make Egypt one of the world's best places to visit for a holiday. And of course, one of the most important jobs is a tour guide. So in this paragraph, you have like 5 or 6 or 7 jobs are mentioned. I need you to underline them all. Tour guides show tourists the country they are visiting. They need to know about the places that the tourists want to visit. But they also need to be friendly and welcoming so that the tourists have a good holiday. One place you will find amazing Egyptian tour guides is in Nubia. Nubia has many historical monuments and interesting places to see, like the Great Temple of Ramses II, Elephantine Island, and the island of Fila. One of my favorite trips last year was to the small village of Abu Simbel. The hotel chef had prepared a delicious breakfast of bread, yogurt, and fresh fruit for us to eat before we left with Ali, our tour guide. Rami, the taxi driver, told us stories of old Nubia and its history, all the way to Abu Simbel. The Great Temple is wonderful, and Ali told us all about its history. He knew such a lot, and we learned so much from him. It's amazing to think that builders, architects, and archaeologists were able to move the enormous temples. We also bought souvenirs from the market traders near the temples. Rami took us to a local restaurant where the chef made us a delicious traditional dinner. And we watched the beautiful sunset over Abu Simbel. It was the best day of our holiday. So we have here some vocabulary, like I can see the word monuments. Yeah, they are all the small pieces that we can see when we visit historical places. And archaeologist is the person who tells you or whose work is going inside and searching for things related to the history. And we have the word souvenir. Souvenir is something or a gift that we buy to give to the people after the journey we make. So that's all regarding this. I don't think we're having any other vocabulary which you don't know. So now it's time to read again. What is the main point in the first paragraph? To give list of jobs in tourism or to say that there are many different jobs in tourism? Yeah, to say that there are many different jobs in tourism. Why does the writer think that tour guides are important? They work with drivers in and big hotels, or because they know the most about the sites in Egypt? Yeah, it's letter B, because they know the most about the sites in Egypt. Why does the writer tell us that the taxi driver told us stories of old Nubia? To show that the writer had an interesting time on the journey, or to show that old taxi drivers are fun? No, it's to show that the writer had interesting time on his journey. Which people did the writer meet at Abu Simbel? Market traders or builders? Yeah, he met market traders. Why did Ali tell the writer about the builders, architects, and archaeologists? Because they are part of the temple's geography, because they were able to do something very important with the temples, because they were able to do something very important with the temples. Okay. So now it's time to move to exercise 4. Imagine you are a tour guide and choose a good place for tourists. Find out some facts and other information and write about it. So we have 4 places here in your book. I just need you to search, choose one of them, and start writing about it and giving people information about this place, and try to convince them maybe to visit it. Okay, now it's time to move to the grammar part. It's an easy one. Yeah, it talks about the present simple. So, as we know, or as we understood before, that there are the present simple, when we talk about it, we use it to express facts, habits, and maybe the jobs of the people, because it's part of fact about them. So in the third person singular of the present simple, he, she, and it, we add s or es or ies to the verb. Generally, most of the time when we see that, we say I eat fruits, but it eats fruit. We catch a bus, but she catches the bus. You fly a plane, but he flies a plane. Now it's time to answer. Look, read, and write. Use the correct form of the verb in the box. So we have ask, check, cook, cut, and open. I speed the menu and make sure we have the right food. I check the menu and make sure we have the right food. My boss pays me to prepare the vegetables. Asks, yes, so we added here s because it's my boss. I spade the vegetables with a sharp knife. I cut, so no s here. At midday, the manager spaced the restaurant. The manager opens, so he added s because it's the manager. We space lots of delicious food for our customer. We cook, so no s because it's we. Okay, now it's time to answer other questions related to the present simple. Mrs. Soha space in a school. So is it work or works? Yeah, it's works because Mrs. Soha, she. My sister space at Mansoura University. Study or studies? My sister studies. We space computer games at the weekend. So we play. Yeah, good job. I space yogurt and melon for breakfast. I eat. Mr. Said space the bus to Cairo every morning. Catches. Good job. Okay. Read what is Walid's job. Walid looks after hippos. He must make sure that they are happy and healthy. He must prepare their food. He must give them fresh water and drink. He must give them a bath. He must even clean their teeth. We use must when we talk about something that we have to do. We use mustn't when we are not allowed to do something. So, I must buy some oranges. We mustn't talk in the library. Now it's time to answer some questions related to must and mustn't. I space do my English homework. I must do. Yeah, you must do that. If you didn't do it, you'll be punished surely. You space walk on the grass. This is wrong, so you mustn't walk. You space look after the environment. You must look after the environment. Nadim space tidy up the kitchen. Nadim must tidy up the kitchen. Nahla space wake her sick brother up. Mustn't. Yeah, he's sick, he needs to relax. You space forget to take a hat today. You mustn't forget to take a hat today. Now it's your turn to write two sentences using must or mustn't. Lesson 4. The ant and the grasshopper. Listen and read. What does the grasshopper want to do? Okay, so we're going to make it closer here. It's spring. The sun is shining, and the fields and the gardens are full of flowers for animals and insects to eat. It's a lovely day. The bees are buzzing, and the butterflies are flying in the sun. The ants, however, are working hard. The lazy grasshopper spends most of his time relaxing. He doesn't like to work. Today, he's resting against a tree. When he hears a strange sound, he wants to find out what it is. He looks over the garden fence. What are you doing, ant? Asks the grasshopper. I am working, replies the ant. But it is a beautiful day, says the grasshopper. Why don't you stop working and we can have some fun? Thank you, but I need to carry on with my work, says the ant. But working is so boring, replies the grasshopper. Maybe, says the ant, but it's something we all have to do. We must think about the future, not just today. The grasshopper didn't understand, so he just hops away. Soon it is the fall. The ant has worked hard, and all his crops have grown well. The ant doesn't stop working until he has harvested all the food and taken it inside for the winter. Look at the picture here, yeah. Soon it's winter and it's very cold. The grasshopper is hungry. He doesn't have any food. He can't find any. Suddenly, he remembers the conversation he had with the ant. He knocks on the ant's door. I understand you now, ant. You worked, and now you have food. I didn't work. Now I'm hungry. Come in, says the ant. Yes, it's fine to have fun, but it's also very important to work hard too. So now the ant told the grasshopper a lesson that he needs to work hard. Okay, so now it's time to read and circle. The grasshopper is surprised when he sees the ant because the ant doesn't like playing football. The ant is ignoring him. The ant is working hard to prepare for winter. The ant prefers to play with the insects. So the answer is the ant is working hard to prepare for winter. The ant and the grasshopper teaches us the ants are boring insects, that it is important to work to prepare for future, that some insects work harder than others, that it's important to have fun every day. So the answer is letter B, that it is important to work to prepare for the future. Discuss these three questions. I'm just going to read them and I need you to think with the answer and then discuss them with your teacher in class. What did the ant do during the spring? What did the grasshopper do during the spring? What the ant prepared for the winter? What the grasshopper prepared for the winter? What do you think the grasshopper will do next spring? Do you think it's going to be like hard worker and prepare for the winter or not? Okay. It's time to listen and repeat. Down, town. Why? Light. Boy, enjoy. Write the words in the correct group in exercise 1. So we have number 1, brown, boy, eye, loud, mouse, noise, point, toy, try. Okay. We need to complete the words down here. She is a biologist. Biologist. She is a journalist. Journalist. He is a receptionist. Receptionist. She is a pianist. Pianist. He is a scientist. Scientist. Lesson 5, writing. Read, what are Rana and Sharif's jobs? My name is Rana. I work with animals and I love my job. If animals are sick or injured, I help to make them better. Some days I work inside and people bring their animals to me. If an animal needs an operation, the room has to be very, very clean. On other days, I go to people's house or farms to check on the animals. It can be very dirty in some places, but I don't mind. I lived on a farm when I was younger, so I am used to it. And I love the countryside. What is the worst part of the job? It's when an animal gets sick in the night and I have to get out of bed. Okay, so she is a doctor or a vet? She is a vet, yeah? Hello, I am Sharif. When I was young, I knew I didn't want to work with animals. They scare me. I'm not keen on being outside. I wanted an office job. When I was young, I loved playing computer games. I also really enjoyed solving problems. So in my job, I do both. I also enjoy working with other people. There are 16 people in my team. We don't always agree, but we work out the best solution. So Sharif is a computer programmer or a vet? He is a computer programmer. What does Rana like about her working with animals? According to the text, she said what? What she likes about working with animals. That she helped them to be better? What did Sharif not want to work with why did Sharif not want to work with animals? Yeah, because they scare him. Would you prefer to have Rana's job or Sharif's job? So it's time to think about it and tell me the answers. We have here some expressions we need to check while writing and we need to use. When you are thinking about a job, it's important to think about what you like and what you dislike. Think about being indoor and outdoor, traveling long distances, getting up very early, writing reports, meeting and talking with people, solving problems, helping sick people and animals, making new friends, reading a lot of information, and working in a team. When I'm older, I want it to be a space because of space. I think this is a good job for me because I am good at, and I enjoy. I don't want to be because I'm not good at. I also I don't really enjoy. So these expressions can help, and ideas can help you to write down a paragraph about the job you want to be when you grow up. Remember, the writing is supposed to be from 30 to 40 words, not less than that. So it's time now to think about the job you want to be and finalize the writing task you're having. Okay, by this we have done unit 5, the lessons all, and thank you so much for listening, and see you on lesson 6. Thank you, bye.